Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're back with romance author Bethany Rosa. Hey, Bethany, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me again.
It's great to have you back. And today, I want to talk a little bit about online presence with you in mainly social media and beyond. So, you blew up on TikTok with two posts that have 29K views. What elements of these posts do you believe helped them go viral?
So my social media person did boost those posts. So I personally do not know how that works. In fact, I had not been on TikTok until I was forced to. And now I know what an integral part of being an author is and connecting with your readers and having people find your books. It's invaluable. I know that now. And so, yeah, it sounds like you can boost posts on TikTok and you can choose what direction you want to boost. So you can choose whether you're boosting it to find readers, to get people to sign up, or to find your website, or whatever your goal is. So that's how that happened. I did have one go viral, however, without a boost. And that was because Blake Lively was in it, because we went to a book conference and she, of course, just starred in the movie. And so she was in there, and once you tag Blake Lively, thousands of people see it. So that
Yeah,
helped.
well, that's great. That's smart to do those proper tags. And
Yeah.
what tips would you have, or would your social media manager have for creating an engaging TikTok?
Well, I get reprimanded all the time that I don't do enough live videos. So
Mm.
I would say number one, live videos. The readers want to connect with the author and see them like this, like you and I are talking, and see them just in their natural element. I am not one to just speak into my phone to myself. Talking to you is way different because you're there, I can see you, but to just record myself talking into the phone is really hard for me. So I don't do enough of them. But I think that's probably the most important. If I could give any advice, and I don't even take it myself as much as I should, live videos. That's what they want to see.
Yep,
So,
it's so different. I do agree with you. It's very different to just talk to the followers if you're looking at a camera hole.
yes, it's so hard.
You do get used to it, yeah. And what would you say besides the live videos are some other must-haves in each post?
I think your tags are really important. That's one thing when I have gone on there. So my social media manager is my daughter, so we're together a lot. And I've sat next to her and I said, okay, show me. I want to do my own post today. And so she'll kind of walk me through it. And one of my favorite things to do that I loved, that I really glommed onto, was tagging. So your hashtags, those are so fun because you enter in a hashtag and you actually get to see how many searches it gets or how many people actually look for that hashtag. And so to me, one of the most important things is when you're hashtagging to pick those high trafficked hashtags.
Right.
And I think it's really important to always have your name, your author name, a book title if you're doing the book, and then book talk. I
Mm.
mean, or Bookstagram. You always want to hashtag those things for that world. And if you're a spicy romance author like I am, spicy talk.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And what other tips would you have for Instagram for creating an engaging platform?
Yeah, post all the time. And I
Mm.
guess that goes for TikTok and Instagram. I think that's another thing that they say, post a lot. One of the best pieces of advice I had to coming into doing social media as a new author that isn't familiar with social media, pick one that you want to focus on and do that one. Don't spread yourself thin. Now, I'm lucky that I have the daughter that I do that takes it over for me and posts a lot of stuff for me. But if I didn't have that, I would probably just narrow myself to one social media platform and make it count. And really, you're going to succeed doing that. You do not have to be on all of them.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. That's great insight. And what tips would you say are good for engaging on Facebook? Because you have a large following there as well.
So I think Facebook is hard to actually answer because I I had a hard time transitioning from my personal Facebook account to an author account because I have so
Mm,
many friends on personal, and you do your author account and you invite all your personal, and it doesn't always transition really well. So there's a lot of authors that will sometimes use their personal accounts and turn it into their book account. And then there's some authors like me, because of my social media gal, she made me a whole new page. So Facebook to me is the hardest one because it's such a different platform. It's not like Book Talk, and it's not like, Bookstagram. You've it's just a different beast for me. So I'm
you're
not,
right. It's a community, but it's slightly different. Yeah.
yeah, it's tougher for me.
What social media platform would you say you've sold the most books on, and why do you think that is?
So definitely TikTok. And I think it's because we have taken that extra step and gone that extra mile and reached out to some of these really good spicy influencers, spicy talk influencers.
Mhm.
And we pick our favorites and we reach out to them, and a lot of them, a lot of influencers do have price sheets. So you are paying for some of this advertising, and that kind of goes with the business. It's just like doing your paid advertising anywhere else.
Right.
But there are a lot of them that are super reasonable, and we're talking, $25, maybe $35. And I've had some of the best sales come from those ones. And then
Mm.
you've got more expensive ones. And so you're just kind of watching what day you do it and gauge it. And TikTok all around though has given me the best sales for sure.
That's interesting because, like you said, with the more micro influencers, sometimes they have a bigger impact because they're very genuine and they have that kind of diehard following that's not just following to like it. They actually want to go click on your link, buy your book.
Yes, because they trust that person, and those are sometimes the best.
Very worth the investment. Exactly.
Yeah.
And lastly, I want to ask you about your website. You have a great website. And what would you say is the most or are the most important elements to include in a great website?
Oh my gosh, so many things. I think one, professionalism. You have to look good. You have to look the part. You don't want to just, even starting out, you want to start out right. And I think a big part of it is branding. So I went with my color of my book and I used that on my site. And then I branded my name, my logo. And I think having that on there is just super important, and having a really good spot for people to sign up so that when they go to your website, it's easy to navigate and all the tabs are up there. Here's, contact me, about me, my books, and book group, like you said. So I think it's really important to just have an easy, usable, professional looking site. So the most important thing on a website, other than professionalism, I would say is your domain. That's a number one, and you want it as simple as possible. You don't want it to be too wordy. People will forget. The easiest thing would be obviously your name, which I was lucky enough to get BethanyRosa.com, but not everybody can do that. So if you put author at the end of your name or whatever you can do to make it easiest, and I would not use the title of your book only because you're going to have more. So.
Well, Bethany, thank you. That was wonderful insight on online presence.
Thanks. Thanks again.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's interview with romance author Bethany Rosa. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.